Duff here, and yes, this is the surprise that I've been talking about for a while. I've been waiting for this to arrive. I actually thought this was going to be here several weeks ago. Due to a combination of circumstances, it was not. It actually showed up on, let's see, Monday, Tuesday. I actually had to drive to FedEx and pick this up because of another FedEx screw up. I hate FedEx for shipping wheels, by the way. But I did wind up getting it on Tuesday. Now, normally I buy my PEVs from Jason, and in this situation I actually did not. I bought this wheel from Lars Henneman. He's a friend of Matthias actually, and this came direct from Gotway as opposed to through eWheels. And the reason I did that was I was hoping to get this, like I indicated earlier. I want to kind of surprise people and say, hey, here we go, first 100-volt Nikola Plus. Did I even say that that's what this is? The 100-volt Nikola Plus with the 1845 watt-hour battery, making it the biggest battery of any of my EUCs that I have currently. So, but anyways, like I was saying, I got this from Lars. Lars is a great guy. Came direct from Gotway, and of course that doesn't say anything bad about eWheels. I think eWheels has some, ironically, customers that ordered the Nikola Plus through eWheels started getting theirs this week as well. So it's not like I saved any time by doing so. So if you're in the US, definitely you should be getting your wheels from eWheels if you can. So one thing that was interesting, and if you saw in the intro, is that there's two boxes that came for the wheel. I got this several weeks ago. This is actually the charger. The charger for this wheel is different than any Gotway charger that I've seen. This is the charger that comes with the Nikola Plus. There's and like I said, it's in its own box. It did not ship with the wheel. Ooh, freaking Android phone driving me crazy. Right here you can see the specs of it. I thought because of its design, you know, it's a metal case, not plastic, I thought it might be like a higher amperage charger, but it still is only a 2-amp charger. So it's not like it's super high power, but it definitely seems like the build quality is a notch up from what I'm used to with Gotway chargers. So that's kind of cool. This is my first 100-volt wheel, by the way. Never had a 100-volt wheel. I was a little surprised when I pulled it out. For some reason, I thought that the side panels were this material. I thought the whole thing was kind of like this carbon fiber material. I didn't realize it was a glossy black. I probably would prefer a less glossy look, but it does look good. It looks sharp, but it's just the glossy finishes with EUCs, they get dirty looking very, very quick. So, but I'll keep it clean. I'll do my best to keep it clean. The other thing that stands out right away is the tire. And it's a huge tire, 3-inch tire, actually slightly larger than what's on the 22-inch Monster. So it's going to be interesting to see how this feels. This trolley handle, you know, which I was skeptical from the beginning because it just is spring-loaded down here and seems like it would be very easy to fly out if the wheel goes down for some reason. It feels okay, but again, I still question the wisdom of not having some sort of mechanical latch to keep that in place. And I'm actually thinking about trying to maybe design something 3D that I can wedge in this little slot here to prevent it from flying out unintentionally. So I don't know, we'll see. Could be a project. Wheel looks sharp. Had it charging all night, like I mentioned. It's the 1845 watt-hour battery, making it the biggest battery of any EUC that I own. It'll be interesting to see how this handles long-range cruising. Luckily for me, I'm off all next week, so I'm going to get a lot of time on this wheel. And my one-wheel pint is coming Monday, by the way. So yeah, I'm going to have a lot of PEV stuff going on next week. I'm excited about that. But I think it's time to get out on the road. What do you think? With my new cheap $63 Android phone that has wheel log, something that I've never had before. And yes, this wheel is incredibly wide at the top. I have pretty good sized hands, and I could probably lift this one-handed for a short duration of time, but it certainly is not ergonomically advantageous to do so. All right, so let's turn it on and let's wheel it out there. Let's wheel it out there. So See what kind of trouble we can get into. That fan does not sound healthy to me. All right, here we go. My first ever riding on the Nikola with a very loud fan. Well, you know what though? I didn't change any of the default settings. Yeah, I need to change the settings. Whoa. All right, I'm connected with the good old-fashioned Gotway app, and I just set it to powerful mode. Alarm settings: close first alarm, close second alarm, close tilt back. All right, so if that worked, should have the speed alarms off. I set it to the firmest mode, and let's go from there. I mean, I'm curious if maybe that fan noise is normal. You know, maybe that's just, I haven't had a new Gotway wheel in a long time, so maybe that's the kind of noise that they make. We'll see. I'll ask Lars about it, I guess. All right, so I don't use wheel log much. Well, I just started using it, so it's beeping at me right now, but I'm not sure why. I was messing around with some of the alarms, which I probably shouldn't have, because I don't know what I'm doing yet. But let's see how this goes. So far, it feels good. Get that mirror adjusted. All right. And I think I mentioned in my last video that I did order a Pebble watch, which did not work out of the box. So I returned it, and now I ordered another one. So hopefully it works this time, so I'll be able to wear a Pebble watch and easily monitor my speed, wheel temperature, and amp draw. I've never ridden a 100-volt wheel, so this is a first for me. I can tell you that the big shell, even though it is quite large for the tire diameter, feels good with my long legs. I didn't even bother to put the pads on yet. I'm not sure if I'm going to or not, because my typical riding position, my legs aren't even touching the shell, and they're not touching it right now either. So I might as well tell you my FedEx story while I'm riding over there. So like I said, I got it on Tuesday. FedEx, for whatever reason, seems awful in getting packages, ground packages to me on time. Specifically, when the packages reach Central Florida, they seem to cross the country just fine. They hit Central Florida, and it's like a black hole once they hit Central Florida. This guy in the Toyota is just stalking me. He wants to see what the hell I'm doing, man. Crazy. So anyways, once again, it was supposed to originally be delivered on Monday, and they missed it. It got held up in the middle of the state for reasons unbeknownst to me. So it's supposed to come Tuesday. So I woke up Tuesday and I looked at the tracking. I was kind of upset because I was leaving Tuesday to go to a conference for work for a couple days. Obviously I would have preferred to have it on Monday, but I didn't. But I looked at the package or the tracking on Tuesday morning, and I see, okay, at 7:26 or whatever, the package was loaded on the FedEx truck for delivery. Okay, great. But then I see like 3 or 4 minutes later, there's a second update that says package at location, like it was taken off the truck. I'm like, well, what the hell? What's going on? So I call them up and I say, hey, I'm looking at this tracking. I'm confused. It looks, based on what I'm seeing, it looks like it was put on the truck and then taken off for some reason. And the phone rep said, okay, well, I'll call the Fort Myers depot and just check what's going on. Puts me on hold, comes back and says, oh yeah, no problem. It was a mistake. They scanned it twice somehow. No, we can assure you that your box is on the truck for delivery today. It's going to come today. This wheel does feel really good. Marty wasn't kidding. All right, so anyways, wheel's supposed to be delivered by FedEx delivery guys on Tuesday. So Cindy took me to Dunkin' Donuts. I had the Gotway Monster in the truck, and just for fun, because I had some time to kill, I didn't have to go to work first thing in the morning. She drove me to Dunkin' Donuts, dropped me off. I got coffee, and then I rode the Monster back from Dunkin' Donuts to the house. Got back to the house right around 10 or so. Good ride. And when I did, I looked at my phone and I got a voicemail. I'm like, okay, that's odd. Listen to it. This is so-and-so from FedEx. We're just calling to let you know that we have your package and it's on hold, so you can pick it up. It'll remain here for 14 days. I'm like, what the hell? What are you talking about? So I called them back. I guess I'm on the phone. Well, actually, what I did first was I was supposed to leave to go to Orlando around noon, and it was after 10. The Fort Myers Depot is at least 40 minutes from my house. So I had to make a command decision of how I was going to handle this, because if it was actually there at the depot, I had to leave right away to get there and get back before I was supposed to leave. So despite them telling me earlier that it is definitely on the truck, I said, okay, well, I have a gut feeling that they again have messed up. So I jumped in the Tesla, headed up there, and called them while I was driving to find out what's going on. I call them, I get someone on the phone. I spend 20 minutes on the phone with this guy. Again, supposedly he called the depot. He comes back to me and he says, oh, Mr. Duffy, yes, I talked to someone there. I guarantee it's on the truck for delivery. They assured me it's on the truck for delivery. And I said, well, I didn't accept that answer. I said, well, why would someone then call me and leave me a voicemail saying that they had it there? It doesn't make any sense. Can you please connect me directly to the depot so I can sort this out myself and talk to somebody? And he said, okay, yeah, I'll do that. I waited on the phone for a good 10 minutes and he never came back. And I just hung up, and I was furious at that point, furious. And I'm still driving towards the depot because I'm still assuming that FedEx is not telling me the truth, or they're not telling me accurate information. Oh, here we go. All right, we got our Friday night bugs here at the school. Did I say I'm riding to the school? I'm riding to the school. So, anyways, I call FedEx back, and I'm furious. I'm furious at this point at the ineptitude of FedEx. You know, basically every time it seems like I have an expensive electric vehicle coming via FedEx, it gets screwed up. The order gets screwed up, or the delivery gets screwed up, and I'm just annoyed beyond annoyed. Get someone on the phone, and I'm not pleasant this time, and say, listen, all I want to do is be able to talk to someone at the Fort Myers Depot, okay? Transfer me to someone at the Fort Myers Depot. And it took, I think I got transferred twice, but I did eventually get to talk to someone at the Fort Myers Depot. It was a guy this time, and I said, hey, what's your face? Here's my tracking number. I was told earlier that this box was definitely on a truck to get delivered, but then I got a message from someone there saying, hey, it's here at this depot for you to pick up. And he said he looked up the number. Oh, yep, it's sitting here. It's waiting for you to pick it up. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So, I mean, the good news in the story was it took me so long to get an answer that I was practically there already when I got confirmation that they had the box. So it was only like another 5 minutes and I was able to get the box. So, to make a long story long, I know it's a long story, but I did get it. I had to go there, pick it up, and drive it home. Second time I had to do that for a wheel via FedEx. So, I don't know what the deal is with FedEx, but at least in my area, if you expect reliable delivery estimates for ground packages, good frickin' luck. So despite the width of this and, you know, the weight, I don't know what the exact weight is, probably mid-50s, over 55 pounds, I bet. It feels good. It feels very stable. I feel locked in. pedals, I mean, obviously it's way too early to comment on the pedals, but at least right now the pedals feel fine. They're not as big as the KingSong 18XL pedals. But yeah, so far I'm liking it. I am liking it. Feels good. Look at the width of that thing, man. Look at that. So when I first saw the specs of the Nikola Plus, I thought that I saw that they were rating this motor at 3,000 watts. And I'm not sure if that's been clarified, because I've heard some people say it's a 2,000 watt motor. And I've heard other people say it's more than a 2,000 watt motor because of the way that it's, I don't know, the way that it's configured. I'm not quite sure. But whatever it is, it feels pretty damn strong, let me tell you. Braking, good. Pedals feel nice and flat. I really like the way this feels. It feels great. Even though it's a big wheel, I can turn it pretty tight. Wow. Yeah. It feels much more agile than I expected. Now that I'm moving, I don't hear the fan. So, like I said, maybe that's a normal amount of fan noise. And you know, when you're standing still indoors, it does sound loud, but that's just the way it sounds. Bugs. Here it is, the parking lot where I learned to ride EUCs. Right over there is where I crashed my Ninebot 1 multiple times, including that epic side fall, which has been seen many thousands of times. This is also where I did a lot of my backwards training. A lot of cool things have gone down in this parking lot, and riding the Nikola is one of them. Let me tell you, this is really a great feeling wheel. I know I've said it a lot, and I know I should look for different adjectives, but sorry, I almost feel like the president. It's great. It's really, really great. All right, I'm seeing some clouds, very rain-looking clouds that way, and my house is kind of that way, so I really don't want to get caught out in the rain day one with the Nikola, especially since I saw Marty's speaker upgrade that he did, and it revealed that there's absolutely no water barrier between the speaker grill openings and the rest of the wheel. So that's a reason to not ride through lots of rain. So, and this is just an initial, I wanted to see how it feels, get an initial impression, and I got it. And that initial impression is very, very positive. So according to wheel log, so far my top speed's been about 26 miles an hour, and I haven't even really been trying yet. So it'll be interesting to see what sort of speeds I hit. I think the fastest speed I've ever gone in an EUC, if it was accurate, is I believe one time I was riding seated on my Monster, and it said I got it up to 33 miles an hour. Oh, these bugs. 33 miles an hour. So I think the Nikola can do more. Oh, these bugs are terrible. This happened before, where this section of road on the sidewalk, for some reason, gnats seem to hang out here in the evening. It's awful. I wish I had the scientific explanation of why that is. You can see them all over my white shirt. So I have this long straightaway ahead, so it should be good for speed testing, although this is not official speed testing. And although there's a lot of cars right now, which is not good for speed testing. Just did a relatively hard brake, you know, because I went by the camera going pretty fast. Got some wobbling as I was braking hard, but that's really that happens to me with most wheels actually. I know the 18XL do the same thing. If you're trying to do an emergency brake, you'll start getting some oscillation back and forth. I'm very much looking forward to taking this to Dunkin' Donuts a few times. It's only been a brief ride, but at least based on that brief ride, I think I prefer riding this. I prefer the way this wheel feels, probably compared to any of my other EUCs. It really feels that good. Not lying. Cruising fast on this wheel is stupid easy. All right, we're done. Quick but very fun first ride on the Nikola. All right, according to wheel log, current wheel temperature 48 degrees Celsius. Looks top speed is about the same. I went up 1/10. Top speed was 25.8. It was 25.9. So I hit that again on that straightaway. But man, that was what I hoped it would be. You know, these are not inexpensive wheels, but this could be the way this feels. I mean, outside of not having a seat, it almost feels like I wouldn't need the Monster, to be honest with you. It fits me very, very well. Its dimensions fit my long giraffe legs extremely well. And like I said, as of now, I don't feel a need for the side pads, but who knows, maybe I'll put them on later. If you ever decide to go off-road, it is nice to have side pads to kind of give you something else to kind of lock into, so we'll see. But look for a lot more Nikola riding and commentary within the next week or so. It's going to be a lot of it. That and pint riding, obviously. But that's all I have for you for now. If you found this video interesting, please give it a big thumbs up. If this is your first time visiting the channel, please consider subscribing. Feel free to leave your comments, suggestions, ideas, and thoughts about the Nikola Plus 100 volt 1845 watt hour EUC. And that's all I have for you for now. Until next time, Duckman out. Peace up.
You ready? Oh, how was the ride? Tell Katie how it was.
The Nikola's officially awesome. Yeah, you got to try it, Katie. You'll love it.
You got to ride this weekend. You bring that baby over and I will push the stroller or I will sit at the house with the bottle and you guys go ride at the school. Why don't you do that?
Yeah, no, it's really fun.
Okay, I think he's filming something. Let me take you off speaker.
It's my outro.
Okay.